Oh boy, so here we go.
Oh, geez, I don't know what's on.
Right. You said that right when I hit the start button. Oh, so hello, guys. It hasn't worked for you.
I could have been playing Apex Legends or working on music, but no, I was here talking to you about feelings for like an hour after waiting for you for like 2 hours.
And now we're doing Stairmaster.
Stairmaster, more like Stairway to Heaven, or rather, more like Stairway to Memes, dude. Season 1 was ripe for the memes. And this is the top 5. If you were to make a top 5 list and you were to be like, yo, Edward, make me a list of the top 5 episodes from season 1 that had peak meme. My answers to you would be the 2 Rarity episodes, Rain Boom, the Kingdom Hearts Crusaders one with the song, and this one. And Party 1. Okay, so 6, whatever. These 6 episodes codified everything the show and its fandom was about. Because we already had the episodes with Rarity, where not only did they improve her character, in my humble opinion, they saved her character. And then years later would neglect to do the same thing with the Equestria Girls equivalent. Anyway, this episode, it did not save Fluttershy because remember, once upon a time, Fluttershy was like the most popular character on the show, at least till about the end of season 3. And I gotta give credit to Hasbro and DHX. They realized that and they made sure not to oversaturate her, which appreciated. But this did not save Fluttershy's character because at this point, everyone was all about Fluttershy. Fluttershy did not need to be saved. The way people viewed Fluttershy at this point in time is so jarring, especially because this was before that jobber Tommy Oliver got his grubby little pretentious paws on everybody and convinced like a fourth of the fandom that Fluttershy was, what do you call her? A cheesy gordita.
Mm-hmm.
It was stupid.
That is the worst thing on the Taco Bell menu, but it's still good.
And it's like, this episode not only elevated Fluttershy, it elevated expectations for the rest of the damn characters. Mm-hmm. They added depth. She was funny. It introduced the stare, which, to be realistic, the stare hasn't worked since about season 2. But
well, since season 4, technically, with bats.
Oh, right. And yeah, no, this episode, it made Fluttershy a star. They put her over so hard. You would think, wow, it's almost like it's supposed to go Twilight then Fluttershy and not Twilight then Rainbow Dash as far as star power. Mm-hmm. And like some episodes in season 1, unlike some of the peak meme of season 1, I think this episode still holds up well in quality, except for the part where the Kingdom Hearts Crusaders demonstrate their abilities. I don't want to talk about that. That's just going to make me cry.
Yeah. Fluttershy is great. CMC, everything else about this episode?
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think because I feel like you and I have the same opinion on the CMC at this point in time. Mm-hmm. Do you think the opinions we have of them now, is that with hindsight, or was it always like this?
I think it's more with hindsight because of the fact that they are a lot more cringy in this and season 2. Well, they started to grow more into their own character in season 2, and then continuing on from there. Season 1, they're not exactly one note, but at the same time, they are very like, how can I put this? They're more annoying in this season.
I feel like they were intended to be that because, like, I don't know if this is on Lauren or the writing team, but cartoons have a way with writing kids where they try to make them, you can never tell if the intention is to make them annoying on purpose, or make them endearing, but it almost always comes off as annoying. If you really look at the Kingdom Hearts Crusaders, and I have no idea how intentional what I'm about to say was or was not. But if you think about it, CMC were a slow burn through the first 4 seasons. When I think of the CMC really truly becoming the characters that we know them as today, to me, that didn't hit until season 4. It started with what was that season 3 episode? Sleepless in Ponyville. It started with Sleepless in Ponyville, and then culminated with Apple Bloom's episode with Luna, because Sweetie Belle had hers before her. And by the time of Apple Bloom's episode with Luna, she was their development was complete. And then when they got their cutie marks, it went full circle. But oh my God, watching who they were used to be hurts, mostly because of Sweetie Belle. I wanted her to sing.
Yeah.
And if anything, they made Scootaloo more of the singer, at least with the songs. But yeah, no, the old CMC just makes me want to cry because of the waste, because of the aborted story arcs. But if you think about it, Apple Bloom's always been Apple Bloom. So, I mean,
yeah.
That's, yeah.
So this episode starts off with Sweetie Belle is going to have Apple Bloom and Scootaloo come over and hang out with them. And Rarity's trying to get something like a line of dresses done. And Sweetie Belle's trying to help. Not going too well, but because she's just going nuts and just causing everything to fucking fall. But then you have Fluttershy come in, and she's like, "What now? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rarity. I saw your sign was open, but I must have been mistaken." And it's like, no, you're fine. Just, I see you brought Opalescence back from her grooming. And Fluttershy is like, well, it's no problem. It's I can talk to animals. I can keep them, calm enough for a grooming and stuff. And I fucking love the thing that happens here. Sweetie Belle goes up and is like, maybe I can be good with animals too. Oh, excuse me. Opalescence goes and just like claws off one of her hair, part of her hair, and you see the most smug ass look that this cat has ever given to Sweetie Belle.
Almost more smug than an actual cat, might I add.
Right.
So, on top of failing to ring in these darn critters, the CMC, how do I put this nicely? I'm really trying to find a way how to put this nicely. I cannot. They're just ruining everybody's day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. They're being little shits. And I'm like, you guys are like 8.
And then, so what happens next is, isn't this around the time they pawned them off to Fluttershy?
Basically, Rarity's like, oh, I don't think I can do this with you girls because, well, I don't have the ability to because I have to get these dresses done. And they're all sad. Sorry for me yawning. It's like,
oh, I'm sorry, am I boring
10 o'clock
you?
over here. No, it's like 10 o'clock over here.
Yeah.
And we've both had a long day. I'm guessing.
Well, that's your problem for having commitments to friends and family.
Uh-huh. And that's your problem for having commitments to work.
Hey, yeah, shut up.
Hey, at least it's not a ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Want to kill myself.
Oh, Jesus, I wanted to. Never mind.
But fuck, I completely lost my train of thought. Damn it.
Let's just skip ahead a bit. So let's skip to the parts that everybody remembers, okay? And by the parts that everyone remembers, let's skip to the part where Fluttershy tries to put the CMC to bed.
Okay. Now, real quick, that was a later episode. I'm thinking There's so many fucking scenes in Fluttershy's cottage that sometimes I can't realize which ones are which. But because I think it was something with the breezies, I think. Because there was like a line of birds that did like a slight tilt. But anyway, she goes and tries to get them to. Well, first of all, before this, they're running around going nuts, and she's just like, "What the fuck?" And then, and it's like, "Hold on, let's play a game." Okay, it's called Shh. What's that? Means you have to. The first person who talks loses. And she's like, "I'm the world champion. Oh, I bet you can't beat me."
You want to talk about meme? That was a meme.
Because it had the squeak, and it also had her literally like blowing up her cheeks.
Oh, Jesus.
So cute. And they're like, "Oh, I ain't having none of that shit. I lose me second meet there." So they try and get to bed.
I was rewatching this episode. Let me just chime in here for a quick second.
Sure.
I thought when I was I actually went out of my way to rewatch this episode because Home Dog.
What?
You know I love the CNC, but I needed to see. And after I finished this episode, the first thing I thought to myself is, God, I remember I used to hate these characters until what was the newspaper one in season 2?
Oh, Ponyville Confidential.
Ponyville Confidential. I thought to myself, you know, the song is nice and cute and stuff in the talent show episode, but God, I used to not like the CMC. And I feel bad because I feel like every 20-something neckbeard feels like they have to go out of the way and be like, oh, I hate kids, blah, 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 blah. No, I'm serious. I really didn't like the CMC when I first started watching the show because they deliberately felt antagonistical was my thing.
Did they at least feel like actual kid characters, but not in the best of ways?
You know what? Here's the thing. It's kind of like Naruto in Naruto and in Shippuden. They actually have a clear character arc, and there are noticeable changes, but they're pretty subtle. And like you don't even think about it until if you were to watch the CMC in any episode from the last 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and rewatching this one back, it's night and day. You almost feel like, because of their adventures, them hanging out with Luna and everything, you actually almost feel like that these 3 kids matured along the way. Except for the go-kart episode. Actually, that wasn't them being mature. That was them being grown-up. Because, let's be honest, how many times in our life has someone hijacked a personal project, made it their own, but you didn't want to say nothing because you didn't want to upset them? So that episode is trash, but it's pretty realistic. Like Flutter Butter.
Yeah. You know what my favorite Fluttershy meme is, though? Where they just do, like, different things for Fluttershy. So like she's a window shutter, so everyone calls her Fluttershutter. She's a duck, so Flutter Duck or Flutter Quack.
Oh, dude, I remember that.
There was one. I was at the Wisconsin State Fair, and I was eating like this. It was like an ice cream or a popsicle, and it had pink and yellow in the coloring. And some of it fell and mixed on the ground. So I take a picture of it, and I literally post it on some Brody pages on Facebook, and I'm just like, hey, it's Flutter Puddle.
You should have gone farther and taken the Puddle of Mud record with the song Blurry on it, put that on there, and then Photoshop the title. It says Flutter Puddle of Mud.
Right.
or Puddle of Flutter.
Puddle of Mud's a great band.
Yeah, too bad the singer's a dipshit, though.
Well, like, I'm thinking of, like, the first song I heard from them was Schizophrenic Psycho, which is kind of all over the place. But then hearing Spaceship for the first time, I'm just like, damn, you wanted to take a girl back to your past so you could fuck the shit out of her. Okay, then.
Well, I mean, yeah. Have you not heard
just add Buck Cherry's crazy bitch to that, so you're good. Because literally, the chorus is, "Hey, you're a crazy bitch, but you fuck so good, so I'm okay with it."
Oh God, Buck Cherry is such a bad band.
Crazy Bitch is the only song I like from them. Otherwise, they're total fucking sellouts.
I don't even care about that. They're just a bunch of geeks.
Right.
They're a bunch of geeks trying to be cool. Well, hold on. I don't want to turn this into a I hate Buck Cherry rant. Trust me, I could do that. But I'm just saying,
speaking of, did you hear about the concert that cost 45 cents?
For Buck Cherry?
No. Did you hear about the concert that cost 45 cents?
This should be good. No, who?
It was 50 Cent featuring Nickelback.
I hate you. I was going to say, Theory of a Dead Man goes harder than Buck Cherry.
Oh, fuck you, right?
You know what's funny about them? Did you know they're Canadian?
Wait, Theory of a Dead Man's Canadian.
They're like the most American-looking band in the business.
But then again, thinking about it, it makes sense.
They're a bunch of tree huggers, dude.
Anyway, back to the episode. So this song, it starts out with Fluttershy singing.
I gotta go through our old videos and see if we went off on tangents this bad in past videos.
I've actually been listening to our videos on, like, when I'm in the car and stuff, and yeah, we did go off on quite a few tangents. In fact, it seems like in season 4 we were okay, and then it just got more and more and more.
Yeah, you really need. Well, that if we still edited these videos, then we'd be able to cut some of that out,
right? But hey, it's too much fun to do it live.
It is.
So, but Fluttershy starts singing. It's like, how about I sing you a lullaby? Okay. And then she starts singing it. And I'm just like, oh, this is cute. And then Sweetie Belle's like, I know this one. Oh, wonderful. Why don't you sing it with me? And then Michelle Creever comes on, and I gotta say, I love singers that can have that sort of, like, almost, I guess you could say, like a raspiness in their voice while they sing. You know what I mean? Where instead of it's hush now, it's hush now. You know what I mean?
So Hetfield?
Not necessarily. Well, in some respects, yes, but not the yeah section.
Yeah, hush now, quiet now. Don't forget my son to include everyone.
Oh, Princess Luna!
Anyway, yeah, so Sweetie Belle knocks this singing stuff out of the damn park. And this is the stuff I don't want to talk about because it's going to make me cry out of the missed opportunities.
Oh, yeah. So one of the chickens escapes, apparently. And so they're going to be like, Cutie Buck, consider chicken rescuers.
Okay.
Let
me say something here.
Okay.
You don't know how long I've been waiting to say this. If I remember correctly, I haven't said this in any video. The Scootaloo chicken meme was never good. -5 stars.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was only good on one fucking shirt. And that was Pinkie Pie in her chicken costume from Luna Eclipsed, and there is one chicken on there that has the Scootaloo colors. That's the only fucking one.
I've seen Scoot abuse that resonated with me emotionally more than the chicken meme. Right. I never liked it. It's still to this day. If you do that thing where you're trying to watch the episode on YouTube because you don't want to screw around with Dailymotion and you have to watch it with the live chats, which I have to say, It's pretty heartwarming to still see bronies do the same exact thing that they did 5 years ago when a character like comes on. Luna comes on, they all type Luna in all caps in the chat, like derpy, and they point out stuff. I'm like, you know what? At least some of the fandom remain pure. But the point I'm getting at is that every time Scootaloo comes on, Jonathan, it's chicken, Scooter chicken. Oh, here's the chicken. And I'm like, I want to punch your mothers in the tit every time. I get so mad when I see the chicken meme. It makes me want to pee straight up in the air.
Although challenge pissing, how does it work? If you can piss 6 feet in the air and not get wet, you get 0 now payment.
But yeah, no, the chicken meme is fine.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Big Bill House. All of the Venus and the bitches of the state of Maryland.
I love the internet. Except when the
Fuck you, Baltimore.
Except when the internet tries to tell me that Roman Reigns faked his cancer. Then I want everyone in the nearest vicinity to die.
Yeah. So, the only good video that I remember seeing about Scootaloo being a chicken was these 2 people playing a My Little Pony version of Minecraft. Like, it had My Little Pony mods to it.
You said the word good and Minecraft in the same sentence.
Yeah, Minecraft is pretty shit. But it's fucking wankers.
You know, since we're already divergent enough, might as well throw this out there for lols. Did you know there's a big group of people that desperately want Minecraft Steve in Smash Brothers because like Master Chief, it would break the Xbox barrier, but it would also be the first indie game, the first independently developed game in Smash Brothers.
Wow.
With a spoon, dude. Gag me.
So, but they were doing a My Little Pony modded session of Minecraft, and one of them is throwing eggs, and all of a sudden the chicken Scootaloo comes out, and so this is like, oh my god, it's Scootaloo! It's Scootaloo!
What?
I'll have to see if I can find that video and fucking show you, because it's fucking hysterical, dude.
So, chicken, arise, chicken, arise. They go looking for the chicken, and they go into the woods, right? And they're like, wait a minute, something is amiss. Whose footprints are these? And they come across...
What the fuck, I didn't expect that. What? Fuck.
Yo, Snake, I'll do that whole video, dude. I will literally do both of those videos. The third one doesn't exist, and Ego Raptor is evil. But those first 2 videos, I'll do the whole thing. Anyway, so what happens next is they come across all these stoned chickens, right? And then basically they come face to face with a cockatrice, an actual mythical being. I can't remember if it actually is half chicken, half snake, but either way, it's an F-mothering cockatrice, dude. And these kids are like, OMG, what are we supposed to do? And then this is when Fluttershy becomes the baddest bee in Equestria. This is where she becomes the Ronda Rousey of Equestria, because she, in the middle of getting stoned, mind you, she walks right up to the mythological beast of legend.
And by the way, Twilight is also stoned.
Oh God, that's right. I completely forgot.
And you just see like a snail going across her face and leaving a trail. Just like, God, that's disturbing.
You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Because she was going to Sakura for something and she didn't make it back.
I'm not gonna lie. I always liked that shot.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought it was really cool. But oh my God, I always wondered if, like, dude, what if, like, you know how, like, when you watch Toy Story and the toys blink off time like that? I always wondered, what if Twilight started doing that because the snail gunk was still stuck in her iris?
Oh, gosh. Oh. Gross.
So anyway,
Fanfic writers, make a fanfic of it.
so no, don't. So she's staring.
Hey, you've seen much weirder of this fandom.
Yeah, but some of it is like actually well written, intellectually stimulating, or it's arousing. That's just weird.
Just say it's weeaboo trash and move on.
So Fluttershy, like the boss, like the goat that she is, she looks this beast right in the soul. And as it is slowly stoning her pastel colored body, she literally tells him, "Hey, don't do that." And he's like, "Oh shit, this gal means business, dude. She's finna try and pull a piece on me." And he just pieces out. It's great. And because the cockatrice pieces out, you know, everyone is de-stoned, and everyone's like, "Dude, Fluttershy, you're the goat, dude." And she's like, "I know, dude. You jelly? You mad, bro?" And she's like, no, but the forums will be 5 years from now. Dugga dugga, My Little Pony." And do the kids learn a lesson? I don't remember.
It's basically don't bite off more than you can chew, and it's a lesson Fluttershy learns.
Are you sure? Because it really...
Yes.
Wait,
yes.
it's a lesson Fluttershy learns?
Yes. It's I bit off more than I could chew with this.
What?
Yeah.
What? Fluttershy.
Yes.
Fluttershy. She did nothing wrong?
No, she didn't.
She did nothing that required fixing or anything negative. She was only in the right in this episode. Oh my god, season 1 is so garbage at times.
Yeah.
Anyway, episode still holds up. Overall, it's still pretty funny, still pretty great. I honestly would give this one a solid 8, which is pretty high considering season 1 episodes. So yeah, that's my 2 cents.
So what'd you score it?
I scored it an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'd give this a 7.5. There's some good moments, especially with Twilight being encased in stone, which is a great shot, but the CMC are very annoying, and yeah, even Fluttershy couldn't save this episode from being mediocre.
She shouldn't bite off more than she can chew. Are you kidding me? I completely missed that.
Yeah. While they're sitting on fucking cushions while Twilight's writing a letter to the princess about it.
Dear Princess
Celestia. They ain't kush, they smoking that kush.
Dear Princess Celestia. Hold on, I got one for you. Check this out. Dear Princess Celestia. Everyone got really mad when we stopped doing these Dear Princess Celestia bits, but let's be realistic here. It's honestly a miracle that we were able to do 25 of these.
Yep.
Because honestly, what would... well, I'll save that when we get to lesson 0, but still. Yeah. Episode's better than most, which isn't as backhanded as it sounds.
Next episode that we're doing, oh boy.
Every time you say that, I get pissed. So what is it?
The Showstoppers. The only memorable thing is the song and nothing else.
Oh, there. That's the whole episode. 6.5 stars. We don't have to talk about it. Next episode, we're going to talk about, isn't it Party of One?
No, it's Dog and Pony Show.
Dog and Pony. That's right. Yeah, there you go. We'll have a dual episode. We'll talk about the talent show for 10 seconds, and then we'll just talk about Dog and Pony Show.
Yeah. So the CMC suck at their singing about it. Bye. Yeah. So we'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, Dragon.
Take care.